Hi, I'm Andy Helton, your trusted realtor here in Rutherford County, helping people buy, sell, and invest in real estate with exceptional service built on trust. Let me ask you something today. Have you been waiting for interest rates to drop before making a move, but you're not exactly sure what actually causes them to go up or down? Well, you're not alone. So today I'm going to break this down in simple terms and, more importantly, what it means for you as a seller trying to decide if now is the right time to move. Let's start with the basics. Interest rates are simply the cost of borrowing money. For a buyer, that directly impacts their monthly payment. Higher rates mean higher payments. Lower rates mean more buying power. But rates don't just move randomly. There are a few key things driving them, and the biggest one is inflation. Inflation just means things are getting more expensive, like groceries, gas, everyday life purchasing. When inflation is high, the Federal Reserve steps in and raises rates to slow down spending. That makes borrowing more expensive and mortgage rates typically rise. When inflation starts to cool, rates can begin to come down. Now, you'll hear a lot about the Federal Reserve or the Fed. They don't set mortgage rates directly, but they do influence them by adjusting short-term interest rates. When the Fed raises rates, borrowing slows and mortgage rates tend to rise. When they lower rates, borrowing becomes easier and rates tend to fall. But here's what most people don't realize. Mortgage rates often move before the Fed even decides, and that's because the market is always reacting to what it thinks is going to happen next. Another big factor is the bond market, specifically the 10-year Treasury bond. I'll keep this simple. Lenders compare mortgage rates to the returns they could be earning by investing in bonds. So when bond yields rise, mortgage rates usually rise too. When bond rate yields drop, mortgage rates tend to follow. Then you have the overall economy. When the economy is strong, jobs are growing, people are spending, and that can push inflation higher, which can push rates higher. When the economy slows, rates may be lowered to encourage borrowing. Now, let's bring this back to what really matters. Buyers don't shop based on price alone. They shop based on monthly payment. Even a small change in interest rates can mean hundreds of dollars more or less per month for a buyer. So, when rates go up, affordability drops. Some buyers step out of the market altogether and demand can soften. When rates come down, more buyers jump back in and competition increases. And this is where sellers need to pay attention. A lot of homeowners ask me, should I wait for rates to drop before selling? Well, here's the honest answer. Trying to time interest rates is extremely difficult. Even the experts get it wrong. Instead, focus on what you can control. First, your home's current value. Prices and rates don't always move in the same direction. In fact, when rates drop, more buyers enter the market, which can push prices up and increase your competition. Second, your local market. Real estate is hyper-local. In many areas, inventory is still low and buyers are still active even with higher rates. Third, your next move. If you're buying and selling, yes, you may face a higher rate, but you're also buying in the same market. And there's always the option to refinance later if rates come down. And finally, your timeline. This is the most important piece. Are you relocating, needing more space, downsizing? Those life decisions should drive your move, not trying to guess what interest rates will do next. So here's the bottom line. Interest rates are influenced by inflation, the Federal Reserve, the bond market, and the overall economy. And they will always change. No one can predict them perfectly. The real question isn't where will rates go? It's, does moving now help me reach my goals? If you're thinking about selling your home in Rutherford County, even if you're just exploring your options, I'm happy to help. I can show you what your home is worth, what buyers are doing right now, and how timing can impact your situation. No pressure, just real information so you can make the best decision for you. I'm Andy Helton, and I'll see you in the next video.